Yes, people, it's that time of year again. The Game Awards season is around the corner and the categories and nominations for each category has been released. However, I'm here to quickly talk about the main category that I care for the most, and I'm sure many of you do too, and that is the Game of the Year. Now we all know being labelled Game of the Year is a very prestigious and strong accolade to have. But only one game can claim that. So now let's talk about the 6 games in contention to claim the accolade for 2024. Those games are Astro Bot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. Now, I'd be lying if I was to say that I'm surprised that Astro Bot has been nominated for a Game of the Year award. The sequel to Astro Playroom allows you to take control of Astro Bot as you travel to different galaxies and explore different worlds in order to save your crew bot members. This is a platforming game that's very vibrant, very colourful, very fun, consisting of many levels that you can enjoy, and has received high praise overall from gamers and critics alike. Balatro. Now, I had never heard of this title, so I had to Google it just to find out what it was and what's so good about the game that it's been nominated for a Game of the Year award. The game is focused around poker, but more explicitly, it's a deck building poker game, and it seems to be very popular and enjoyable amongst gamers. In fact, this is probably the most engrossing game that has dropped in 2024. I did watch some gameplay. Personally, it's not for me. But I will never knock a game that just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means I won't enjoy it. But I do also want to say that the fact that an indie game has been nominated for the Game of the Year award goes to show that regardless of whether you are working in a small team or you are a tiny studio, if you put in the work, you're going to receive your flowers and get the recognition that you deserve. So that's always good to see. But once again, this is just going to be a game that I'm not going to play because I don't have any interest in it. The game based on the Chinese novel Journey to the West, Black Myth Wukong has received a Game of the Year nomination. I'm glad it did as well, especially given the controversy that was surrounding China's first AAA title when it first launched. To be honest, I would not be surprised if it didn't receive any nomination at all, like certain games last year. But again, this is another game that's been highly praised by critics and gamers alike. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. Now, this nomination has sparked a debate, mainly because this is not a game, this is an expansion. Elden Ring won Game of the Year in 2022. It's quite interesting that the year that the Game Awards now allow DLCs, expansion packs, and remakes, remasters to be eligible for a Game of the Year is the same year where this DLC came out, and this is highly rated. I personally don't think this should be the case, but that's just me. But the Game Awards, they did put out a statement saying the Game Awards aim to recognize the best creative and technical work each year, irrespective of the format of that content's release. Expansion packs, new game seasons, DLCs, remakes, and remasters are eligible in all categories if the jury deems the new creative and technical work to be worthy of a nomination. Factors such as the newness of the content and its price value should be taken into consideration. So again, these are all allowed in every category, including Game of the Year. But at the end of the day, Shadow of the Erdtree is a successful expansion to the already award-winning game that is Elden Ring. The sequel to 2020's Final Fantasy Remake has received the Game of the Year nomination, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I'm not surprised in the slightest. It's a solid sequel to its predecessor as we continue the journey of Cloud alongside his friends as he continues to explore and deal with various challenges. And let's not forget about the mini games that Cloud and his friends have to deal with as well, because there are a lot. Now, there is somewhat of a debate as to whether this game also deserves to be eligible for Game of the Year, but seeing how last year Resident Evil 4 received the Game of the Year nomination, it seems to be fair game. The turn-based JRPG game Metaphor ReFantazio takes up the final nomination spot for Game of the Year. This game was created by the studio who are responsible for the successful franchise that is the Persona series, and there are many reviews dubbing this the best turn-based RPG game that Atlas have created since they started making these type of games. And with reviews like that, can you really be surprised that it's been nominated? I'm not, especially when you got battle music like this. Try and tell me you didn't end up bopping your head to that. So these are the games that are gonna battle it out for the #1 spot this year at the Game Awards. But I wanna know what you guys think. Are you happy with the list? Is there a game that you wish was nominated? Was there a title that surprised you? Let me know. But until then, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Safe.